And all the secret stash in the
Jerry Brown, I'm on the north side over here.
For y'all that
launching the first
ain't on here, you can go over to the.
Yeah, I got.
I was just getting everybody on here too, which will be on the bicycle page.
Yeah, so I'm reading this. Oh, see, if you would have had something in there, I'd been gone.
Please don't put it right there.
We'll make noise.
Yeah, because I ain't really
I had a doofball on the side of me, y'all.
You
don't call her that.
Looking at doofball.
Big doofus on the side of me. Man, I'm just saying, why would you don't put a motherfucking cup on the side of me?
Well, Jay, you put the cup up there for
you
her.
Sure did. So, well, thank you.
See, B over there, B doing me like that. He signed with her. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that messed up, y'all?
Thank you, sir.
You know what I'm saying? What's up, y'all?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
To everybody that had a good Christmas, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all did, you know.
Check out my new movie.
What up,
I will do that. I will do that.
This is the launch of a new podcast that's going to be taking place. Going to be covering some serious topics and things, what's going on in our world with us, around us, by us, through us. And I got some good people here with us tonight. My homie, Jay, sister. We got Red Pat over there on production.
We showing Red Pat or Red Pat ain't got six.
We need to show Red Pat and his crutches.
Red
name. I'm trying to
crutches.
Last done.
What happened to
Montgomery 334 in the house. Always keeping up with the OG, baby.
Yeah.
Y'all see I got my headphone on sideways representing that north, right? This how we went.
Yeah.
Put that up there like that.
I won't show you. But when I just saw those pictures, I need my voice to come back.
Your voice is good.
Yeah, it's been better. It's had more clarity when it's all in there. Hey, I don't need all that, sir.
Where my followers at, man? Where everybody at to be following me? Y'all better come on in.
It's the bicycle page.
Y'all tag somebody.
They talking to us on the look, see, we have messages, see that.
Okay, we getting people.
Well, I ain't supposed to show him. Hold on. I ain't supposed to show you. It's not a mistake. I can erase this and start over. Let me do that.
Oh, you got it.
So y'all, we checking in. So we finna get ready to get started for everybody that's coming on. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, y'all. Let me switch out. Hold on.
So we get y'all to come on. What are you doing?
I'm managing the bicycle page over here on Instagram.
Okay, we got, you know what I'm saying? We got things running around here, you know what I'm saying? You know, to everybody, I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas, you know what I'm saying? I know New Year haven't got here yet, you know what I'm saying? I just would like to say, you know, we are losing people at a very quickly pace, so hold on to your family members, hold on to your loved ones, you know what I'm saying? And make sure that for those that's living on a certain path of life, hold on to them a little bit tighter, because the way life going, man, we losing people at a rapid pace. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what's so crazy, when you going into this year, you know, the top of the year, I lost my little cousin, and the turnaround, and we recently lost my brother-in-law's, you know, stepson. We just recently lost him. So coming into different years, man, you never know who's gonna make it through the next year. You know what I'm saying? At a certain pace, man. We just have to prepare ourselves, you know. And it's crazy. It's crazy, because how can you prepare a mother for a child? You know, like, shoot, how can you prepare a mother for a death? You know what I'm saying? That's so hard, man. You know what I'm saying? How can you prepare a sibling for death? I mean, and it's so crazy. It hurt me to even say it, but we all one day is gonna be faced with that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like I talked to my partner earlier today, being, you know him well, Sadog. I talked to him earlier today, and me and Antonio, we always, for those that don't know him by size, Antonio Nichols, me and him always like talk about, you know, deep spirituality, you know what I'm saying? For those that don't know about the Metanetta, like, I read a lot of those books, you know what I'm saying? Zechariah Stitches, The Hidden Hand, You know, I read a lot of those things, and man, him was just talking about, you know, when people do things bad, but they don't know better, then they turn around and they begin to know better, and they do it, and something happened to them, and they lose their life. You know, like, and he said, man, look, if you know better, you gotta do better when you learn better. Now, it's like, man, when I didn't know, it's like I kept getting off. But then when I learned how to know, when I started knowing, it's like everything bad happened to me. What you got to say about that, P?
Well, one thing I say about that, man, is life has a way of presenting itself. Growing up like we did, we watched the older guys do things, and we seen the consequences thereof. But it still presented the opportunity for us to try to venture out and do something in the same likeness, thinking that the outcome was going to be different. Mm-hmm. And the outcome is always going to be the same. When you know better, you should do better. But everybody don't take that opportunity to do better. We take chance because life presents you chance and opportunity. And then we thinking that we going to do something that, like, say for instance, Side Dog and them did, and get a different outcome, and then we end up still with life sentences and life without sentences. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can only use my own testimony to that. I grew up in the hood, Norwood, North Side, and I watched older dudes do things that I thought was it. You know what I'm saying? These dudes getting money. They going out, they taking chances, and they getting money. But then I watched them same old G's or old dudes go to prison, and some of them got killed, and yet I still took the same chances that they did.
Right.
And I ended up in some of the same places that they did, but yet when I got there, I realized that, hey, it's got to be a different way, man.
Right.
It's got to be a different way, especially if I want a different outcome. I don't want to spend my life in prison.
That's right.
I don't want my mama coming to the cemetery, bringing flowers out there and putting it on my grave and I'm gone. So I need to do something different from what I saw.
Right.
Or the things that people that I glamorized and the things that I thought was it. I need to switch this thing up a little bit.
Right.
And that's what I did. And that's the only reason that I'm here now. That's the only reason that I'm live now and able to say what I'm saying, because at some point I said, you know what? That don't work. The outcome of that is going to be death or penitentiary.
You know what was so significant about, your story that I heard that was so dope to me? You actually from the west side and got a name on the west side, came up on the north, went to the north side and structured that area as well.
Well,
so,
let me correct you, Jay.
Come on.
There's been two people by the name of Eric B. One is a little older than me. He's about 5 years older than me.
Okay.
He came up on the west side in Ensley.
Okay.
Tall, light-skinned, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm all original north side. I growed up, I was born and raised in Norwood, 1134 34th Street North. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. And all my roots is from the north side. So there's always been people that got us misunderstood, got it screwed. Okay. But I eventually, in 91, ended up on the west side in Ensley. And by that time, my name and his name was coinciding. The only thing people knew us different by was one tall and light-skinned, one short, bow-legged, and dark-skinned. Okay. That would be me.
You had to throw that bow-leg in.
Well, hey, you know what I'm saying? That was the difference, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people know that now as time went on that it was two Eric B's, even three. But we won't talk about the third one. But yeah, all my roots is from the north, man. Right. And I love my north side family. And, even in that, saying that I had set a negative example in Norwood. I had set that same example for people that wanted to grow up and be like me with the cars and all this stuff and all the flashy things like that. And now that's why I go so hard giving back. That's why I go so hard to try to let them know that, man, everything that you do, it comes with consequence.
Right. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that if they was to do a story on Birmingham, your story got to be told, because it's really. And I actually done a song, and I
did that.
Put you in a song because of the things that, man, I'm talking about coming up what I seen.
Yeah.
As far as like, man, you was one of the first people to bring the car game. I'm talking about the mean car game. Not even to say that the things that you went through to get there, but you was able to bring a mean car game. I'm talking about going down. I was a teenager. You hit the Jaguar. Man, you come through there with the crew.
Came through there.
Man, I'm talking about, ooh, you and Bob them.
Yeah.
Woo. You know what I'm saying? I remember when man, I'm talking about Leslie had to be, Punky had to be super young.
He was.
I'm talking about super young. Boy, he had that folk.
He called Punky by a real name, the Leslie.
Well, that man, I'm talking, you know, I Norwood, Carterville, you know what I'm saying?
He come
I
through
started hanging in Southtown. My dad and sister stayed in Southtown, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to all my people in Southtown.
Shout out
you know,
Southtown.
So, you know, like, Norwood and Cartersville originally, you know what I'm saying, like Corey Fowler's, the Fowlers, my family, you know what I'm saying? Originally, that's where we from, you know? But, man, I remember just seeing all come through, man.
Yeah.
My God, everybody that's on here, y'all know, when they came through, man, you couldn't do nothing but respect the game. You know what I'm saying? Big Bill and them, you know what I'm saying? They slid through, and you know, those guys come up under your umbrella.
They did. And, you know, just thinking about that, shout out to, you know, all the hood, Southtown, Central City.
Yeah,
I want to just piggyback on that from my Central City homeboys and families.
Yes, sir.
We all growed up together, man, and we came up together. And then at some point, we began to beef with each other, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was over sensitive stuff that we beefed with about. All us growed up together, man, and had the same opportunities, and then we end up catching cases against each other. We end up shooting at each other. We end up hating each other for no reason at all, man. You know, one of my partners that's like a brother to me, Charles Edwards, you know.
Yeah.
Roy Bowie, man, you know what I'm saying? All these dudes, Squirrel, you know what I'm saying? These guys, man, we all growed up together.
Oh, Johnny Jones.
You know, all them guys, man. We chose to go different ways. The gang thing came in. I became a Crip. They became GDs and Gangster Disciples. And the next thing you know, we at each other, man. Yeah. And we was trying to really hurt each other for no reason at all. And, man, I love these brothers. Like, right now to this day, man, we sit around each other. You know what I'm saying? And we reminisce on where it was and how it went bad. You know what I'm saying? How it went bad. And this is the culture that's been set in place now for our youth. This is why they so divided. Now they beef with each other over rap beef, man.
Now, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think my thing about what you just said? I want to ask you a question. Do you think it's basically the parents too, because those children didn't have to go through the things that maybe you and the people up under your umbrella, like myself, that come right up under you, that had to go through, because a lot of people didn't have those things. Some people had to get out there and make moves or hustling and make money and bring it home. People was actually, back in that time, was actually feeding, making sure their sisters and their brothers was straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, people coming home, when Pac said, feel good putting money in your mailbox. Yeah. That was real.
Yeah.
That was real, man. You know, I remember when we was growing up, man, my partners, man, it's like they used to do stuff, man. One of my homeboys, man, he was real mean, man. You know what I'm saying? He real good person, but he was mean. And he said, Jay, you want to know why I was that mean? He said, man, I was that mean, man, because I ain't have shit. I had to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to everybody that made it out, man. Yeah. And I just feel like right now, I think it's the parents' fault. That's my personal opinion, because people didn't want to whoop their children because they went through a hard life. You know how many, and I know it's kind of on the same subject, but off the subject a little bit. Man, you know how, if you just sit down and just conversate with a lot of women right now, you know how many women that actually been molested?
A lot of them. Man,
I'm talking about, like, that. What you throwing your hand up for?
That's why I have it.
Okay.
A lot of them. And on that, Jay, because of the effects of what has happened to a lot of our women who are mothers now, they don't know how to deal with a male child. They don't have a clue. And a lot of them will go into protection mode to try to protect that young man, but in protecting him, you hurt him.
Right.
Because
Right.
along the line, when a good man come along, one who mean well to that mother, one who done been through the struggle, been to prison, been shot at, been in gangs, and did all the stuff, and he see that your young son is about to venture off into that, he come in, he takes his shirt off, and he presents himself as a man.
Right.
But the mother, because of what she's been through, she go into a protection mode. Don't say nothing to my son.
But how would a mother know that man mean, that, because that's where they get caught up at. How they know that man will mean them good? You know what I'm saying?
Well, one thing about today's time, you should be able, if you've had an example, and that's if, and if is conditional. If you've ever had an example of what a good man looks like, then you know what you ought to look for.
Right.
And a lot of our women hadn't had an example. They have not had an example of what a good man looks like. When I said man, I ain't talking about no dude that's getting a sack. I ain't talking about no dude that's driving 3-4 cars and he got a bag stashed in your closet and you holding it and you making sure this. No, I'm talking about a man who spells out responsibility. A man that get up every day and go out here and provide. He protects you. He nurtures you. He speaks into your life. Now that's a man. That's when he comes by, you ought to be able to say that this is the person I want in my son's life. I want him to help Lil JJ. I want him to keep Lil JJ from going down the same path that he had. But what has happened is society has painted a false picture of what a man looked like. They've given this image through these basketball housewives, these Atlanta housewives, and all these old folk like this kind of stuff right there. And they think that this is what a man looked like.
Right.
But a man is a responsible man. He puts responsibility in front of everything.
Right.
And he's going to make sure that that child is nurtured in the way that he should, especially in the way that the man had already went down the road. I'm not going to let that happen to your son.
That's right.
But the woman has to take that perimeter off and say, I trust you. I believe in you because I've seen you before. So we can't really fault the parents, sort of say. There are some parents that are liable, man. They are right there in the mix. There's them parents that you see on there throwing up the bird, the middle finger with their children. It's the parent that support their son that's knowing he out there selling heroin and fentanyl, and you holding the bag, and you know what the consequences thereof. You know what the outcome gonna be of your son. He gonna be on a t-shirt. He gonna be on one of them handkerchiefs. We're gonna be saying rest in peace to this man. Right. And you know that. So if you know that, why not prevent that?
Right.
By allowing a real somebody to come into his life and your life and protect you.
You're right.
Sister, what you say about that?
I say everything sounds good. Y'all doing real well, gentlemen.
and the reason I throw that to you because you're a woman. And you know how women feel and what they be chasing and what they be looking for and what they thinking.
Is you a woman sometime or all the time? Is you a woman sometimes or all the time?
A woman all the time.
Okay, I was just making sure. Let them know. I was just making sure they know.
Well, yeah, Jay, and we all have a role to play, man, as men.
That's right.
And there's a role for our women. But I'm telling you, it's been so commercialized, so downplayed, and so misconstrued to where people have forgot the original role of what we have. That's why I go so hard doing what I'm doing now, man, to give back. Because I did my part of messing up, man.
That's right.
I did that. I set the imagery of what people would think that this is what it's all about, living.
That's right.
Now, I don't do that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm good. I pay bills. I do what I do. But I want everybody to keep in focus that I work for what I do now.
That's right.
I ain't tying nobody up now. Yeah. I ain't kidnapping no more, robbing, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting too much with my commercial.
I ain't no lie. I ain't want to bring that part up.
Well, Jay, this going to be raw. The producer said keep it real and raw. And the things that I used to do to get ahead, I don't do that no more. I
heard a lot of heads got knocked off that phone book.
And and now, people that look at that, it's still some people that glamorize that. There's still some youngsters that pull up on me, man, I heard, boy, you used to do this, you used to do that. I said, man, there ain't no glamour in that, man.
Yeah. But see, that's we have a song that's really like cater to And when we get through, I'll play it for you. But it's basically saying stuff like the things that we teach the youth. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say it is the parents, not even point of the parents that's on there that's doing that. It's the parents that's, like you said, go back to the one that don't want to teach their children. Don't want you to say nothing to that boy. You got to get out here in this yard and cut this grass. Don't say nothing to my baby. Don't say nothing to my baby. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He'll learn.
I put that on there.
I had a female a couple of years ago, and she was on Facebook, and she said, "I'd be good if I just get tired of getting out here cutting this grass." And I think at that time her son was about 11 or 12 years old. So we wondered, why are you out there cutting the grass? You got a 12-year-old there. He ain't ready yet. What makes a 12-year-old ready to cut grass when he can ask you to buy him a PS5? You keeping him in every pair of Jordans that come out. He stays fresh and he stays dressed. And you saying he ain't ready yet, so you'll make him ready for this as far as his looks and what he got, but you ain't making him ready for us being productive
in life. And see,
you're handicapping him, crippling him,
that's right.
And then you're wondering why he ended up going the way that he went, because you didn't let him get ready for society.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing about this. What you know what? I'm a person, I'm just getting into the trade game now. I mean, well, I've been into the trade game, but I've been at one job a long time. So check this out. The Mexicans came over here, and shout out to all my Mexican brothers, but I'm just going to be honest.
Orlay.
You know what I'm saying? We let them come take our jobs. You know what I'm saying? And I salute them for doing it, because we let them do it. You know what I'm saying? We let them come take the yard jobs. We let them come take the carpentry jobs. We let them come take.
Don't want to do.
Exactly. You want to know why? Go back to what you said. Because our children, we thought they was too good to get their ass out there to cut the grass. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. These jobs like that, boy, they pay good
right now. Those are what we call necessities, service.
Right.
Necessity services is the things that we don't feel like doing, even though we know how to do them, we're capable of doing, but we don't want to do them, so we'll pay somebody to do them. Anytime people get to talking down on Hispanics or the Hondurans or the Ecuadorians, the people that have migrated over here, even some
Chinese
Salvadorians,
right.
These people that migrated over here, they migrated off of opportunity.
Right.
They say, listen, let's go to America where it's full and it's rich and it's fat. And the people that are there that don't want to do the things that we have to do over here, we'll go over here and do them wholeheartedly. Yeah. So I don't get mad at, I don't get upset about it. I'll take my hat off to them. And you know me, I'm a painter. Right. So it's a competitive thing. Carlos never can always come up and build a job cheaper than I can, and I will. Right. And I won't lower the standard because of the quality of work that I'm going to give. Period. But if it's meant for Carlos, give it to him.
That's right.
Because what's for me is going to be for me. And I don't never rant or rave about them coming over here, eating up the economy. No, we set the atmosphere. We did that. Because we didn't want to go work for the city and be a garbage man. Some of my partners ride on the back of the garbage truck, used to ride on the back of the garbage truck, now they drive the garbage truck. You know what I'm saying? They went from on the back of it, now they CDL license, now they driving the truck. Next thing you know, they're going to be up in administration because they see the opportunity.
Right.
So don't never push back what you don't want to do and then somebody else come over here and do it. Now you want to talk down on them. No, what you going to do?
Well, do you think we were properly taught? Because we were taught 4-year college, 4-year college, 4-year college. We wasn't taught about trade schools. We wasn't taught about, doing trades and preparing our youth.
Right.
Because with trades, just like I know, you got to get out there and sweat. You got to get out there and get it. And, getting out there and get it, sometimes you got to let, or what they call old red, the sun, you got to let that hit that skin.
That's right.
That's what a man should do.
One of the things I think, and I even made this mistake with my oldest son, I was so college geared for him to go to a 4-year college and do all this and do all that until it took me going to prison and getting a skilled trade. And even now, I'm not working in the skilled trade that I got a certificate in, which
what you got?
HVAC.
That's what I do.
You know, and I don't want to do HVAC. I call Jerry Brown for that. Everything that need to be with HVAC, I call my partner JB, because that's what he do.
That's right.
I don't want to crawl up under the house. I'm scared of spiders.
That's right.
And
Okay.
then not only that, I just don't want to do HVAC. It never tuned to me.
That's right.
But the misrepresentation of 4-year college has missed a lot of our kids, especially with our kids.
That's right. You're right.
If you can take a child and let him go to a trade school, whether he get 18 months or 24 months, and he learn how to work with his hands, whether it be mechanics, whether it be plumbing, electrical, these are the things that's in high demand right now.
Period.
Because construction is on the rise. They don't have enough people. My phone buzzing now. Folks talking about they closing on out. Can you come give me a bid on the paint? Ain't enough painters.
I heard you
outside talking to a
right.
man,
Right.
talking about, this and that.
Right.
Because there's not enough skilled trade laborers in the workforce. But so what we got to do is we got to take them PS5s out of our... My crowd about to lose me, and they finna get mad at me. Because they don't want to spend all that money on no PS PlayStation.
Well, that's fine.
We got to find out what our kids is really gifted in.
That's right.
And let them utilize their
And stop
skills.
thinking they gifted in being a trapper
Right.
and a rapper.
Right.
It's more to
man,
being
Jay,
a
you need to talk
trapper
on
and a
that.
rapper.
You need to talk on that.
Well,
right
I'm
there.
so tired of
Go
that.
ahead, right there.
Man,
My headset ain't gonna stay on right there.
Everybody want to be a damn rapper, man.
But what's the outcome? Talk about that, man.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you,
because
like,
he's raps and we do entertainment. So, and Dave Chappelle already told them if they want to make it, they better learn how to entertain.
But what's happening, they got to learn the whole scope of the matter. It ain't just enough of you going in the studio and getting behind a mic and making some rhymes, rap off of you shot what's his name, and you got the scrap and you got the tone, and you don't have a clue about the business aspect.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
They
I'm
could
gonna
be
tell you
some
like
elaborate
this.
storytellers. They could be some good writers.
Where they mess up at? Where do you get the money from to fund what you're doing?
Well,
What do you? I'm just saying, like, what are you gonna do in the meantime? Cause all these people saying they doing all this stuff, and then how is you being a trapper and you having to be on the road at the same time? I want to know how they doing. Cause if you being a trapper, you ain't being on the road. Yeah, you ain't being. Yeah, so what are you doing? You know, to get yourself. Pay me one, cuz. What are you doing to get yourself off the chain?
I hope and pray that every young man and young lady who have a desire to rap, sing, do poetry, open mic, all of these things,
Right.
have a format of what's prevalent and what's going to prevent
Right.
and what's going to save lives, what's going to prevent souls from going in the ground.
That's what I'm talking
at an
about.
alarming rate. Because if that's not the case, then you're not benefiting to the good. You're only contributing to the cause of what these satanic forces have designed and meant it for the be.
Man, I'm gonna tell
so
you
the
this
question
right here.
is, well, I mean, do they feel like education and arts can help do what you just said? You think it could save a soul, save a life? You know, because the politicians always taking that funding first, along with the special education and other stuff like that. But they take that away first. Does the arts not help? How? This is a question for the people out there. If you're out there and you're watching and you're an entertainer or whatever it is that you do that doesn't lend itself to like what he says.
Everybody
like
checking in.
souls,
Love
like
y'all.
maybe you ain't no doctor or no scientist or nothing like that. If you have like a art, if you're an artist, I'm an artist.
Yes, I love
I'm
art.
an artist. You know, if you're an artist, whatever that is, you draw, you rap, you sing, you whatever. If you ain't no sports player, not stuff, you know, that's exciting.
Even in
entertainment,
that, education. is
how do
important.
you think that artistry and stuff like that can save a life? How
First of all, we got to look at the older artists, like the older artists. But no. Listen, we got to look at the older artists out here. The older artists are still bitter because they didn't get to a certain point. Now you got the new artists coming up. You know what I'm saying? The thing about check it out. You got the new artists coming up. So the thing about it is this right here, man. Look here. If you ain't doing nothing then, you ain't doing shit now. I'm just being honest, and I'm an artist myself. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a lot of artists coming up, a lot of people in the way. Get out the goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's my honest opinion. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is like this. Opinions like assholes. Everybody got one. My thing is I can tell somebody about my story and where I've been. Just like B, you can tell them about your story and where you've been. Now, what a person chooses to do, that's on them. But I'll tell you one thing. You're not getting out here with this music industry and you ain't no you getting out here want to just say, okay, I just got music. You got to have money with that music because money is the one that's getting people in position.
It's always been like that, though, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, it always been that way. But we showing them. Listen, let me tell you something. You can show somebody a whole wad of money. You can show somebody a whole goddamn bag of money, but that ain't your money.
No.
You see what I'm saying? We can pull up. Man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all something, you know what I'm saying? And this person right here, I know, man, this a cool ass person, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I mess with her a long way. And this right here is so crazy, man, because her child was one of the children coming up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all you might even know her child was one of the children coming up in the rap game. And it was an incident at the mall. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to Nadia, you know what I'm saying? I've been knowing Nadia a long time, man. Good person, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing King a long time. Good young boy, since he was a young boy. I know all of them, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. To see that happen, man, that crushed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk, that crushed me. I remember when I seen King one day, you know what I'm saying? She was like, you know, this one, her son, middle son, he was a football player. And it was the two youngest boys, and he was really good. He was in Little League football, and he was like, they was just in the car. They was like crunk, you know. She was telling him like, "That's my man, you know what he do, man." So you know, she was like, "My baby boy want to be a rapper, you know." And I remember that, and then to turn around, my niece brought me King's stuff. Was like, check him out, man. I just looked at him. I looked what he was doing. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, he sound really good, man. That incident that happened in the mall, man, that crushed me. Yeah. Cause I you know, when you know somebody and you know exactly personally, and you know where they come from, and you know their background, man, it really hurt you to see. You know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't looking at the kid, I'm looking at the parent. That's my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that hurt me. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, damn, I remember when he was a little bitty boy. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, and she kept them two baby boys with her all the time. So to see, and guess what? How many more parents is this happen to? You know what I'm saying? I think another thing on top of that, us as men, we got to be more involved in our boys' lives.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Not just one daddy, not just two daddies. I'm talking about us as men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's one of the things I strive on, Jay, man. I done raised 3-4 boys, man, but now I'm like the father of many boys.
There you go.
And I don't limit myself, and I try to go along with the ideas that these young men have. But I always ask them, what's your backup plan? What if that don't work? What if the studio don't work for you? What else you got going for you? And if you ain't got nothing that you can do with these, you see what I'm saying? Then you're going to always be up under the control of some other man. You're going to always be sending him on vacation when you ought to be on vacation. And it took me to be the age that I am now to realize, work with your hands, B. Do what you know how to do. Change the hustle of how you used to monopolize and capitalize in the street, and now capitalize on what's out here. And that's opportunity.
That's it.
Now, people might have different opinions when it comes to how some people want to be rich. Some people want to have all the bag, have all the guac and all that. Don't take that from me, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Because when I thought that I had it and I thought that I was all right, I wasn't all right. So all I want to do now is be able to be a provider, man.
That's it.
Be able to take care of myself. Have health insurance.
Man.
Be able to go to the doctor if I want to go and I can say, here go the card. Or be able to just you know, do what's necessary for me to do to just live comfortable.
That's it.
And I'm all right. Now, a lot of people don't agree with comfortable. Now, I know some viewers. What is comfortable? Comfortable is just getting up every day and not worried about debt. Not worried about who you owe. Not worried about waking up in the dark or having to go down here and pawn something to get your phone on or whatever. Yeah. I'm all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I done did some stuff.
That's it.
I done had some things. And all that stuff didn't end up with nothing with me but a life sentence and 10 years in prison. That's what it brought me, man. On being on top, being in the spotlight, having everybody want to be there who be down, we on our way. We gonna buy the bar. Pat beat, we down there. We finna do it up. And all us got time to go with that. Now entrepreneurship is the key. Having your own. Being able to go out here and do what you do and love what you do and provide for your family.
But how about these people that want to sit down and always talk about the white man putting them down?
That white man ain't got nothing on me. That nigga, he ain't got nothing on me. He can't put nothing down. He has his system and he has his order. And we know that our Caucasian brothers and sisters, they're going to look out for each other. They're going to pave the way for each other. But what it's time for is for us that look like us to pave the way for us.
And stop blaming somebody else
for yours.
Exactly.
Listen,
for your mistakes.
Okay. There's an order that's been put in place. Okay. There's an order that's been set up for us to fail. There's an order that's been put in place for us to have to depend on them. But it don't necessarily mean that we have to. We can rise above the smoke. We can come together collectively and find out individually what is it that you're good at. What you like doing. And do that.
And guess what? I got to say this. I got to say this. And 9 times out of 10, and y'all listen to me when I say it'll be a white person that help you. Because it ain't no be now one of us. Guess what we'll do? We going to kick the cag under you every time. We don't want to see us great. We don't want to see us, because you know what? If you rhyme Beamer, I go to Ryan Beamer, I want to say mine look better than yours. If I'm Ryan Lexus, you go to Ryan Lexus, I'm going to say mine newer than yours, or you newer than mine. We want to knock each other, put each other down, you know. And I had somebody ask me, why you say that?
Because it's true. That's the mindset. That's the mentality of us all. But if we can always keep the focus that we all came from nothing.
Period.
We came from the bottom.
That's it.
And when one of us rise, push them up some more. Push them up some more. So that when they get to that pinnacle point in life, they can reach down and say, come on up here. And we don't always do that. We don't always do that. Man, I mess with some of the people, man, in my circle that's entrepreneurs, man.
Right.
These people get out there every day and get it, man. And man, I want to support them and push them. We got a sister, Chantel. She fixes our credit. That's what she do. She focuses on us, man, to help us get out of debt and help us get our credit.
Say her name again.
Her name is Chantel, and she from that north. She from the north now.
Chantel.
Yeah. She gonna chime in. But this sister goes all the way in to help us get our credit debt straight and bring us out of that poverty mindset so we can get places. I know partners, man, that's out here doing what they're doing, and I support these brothers. I salute them every day. I even share on my page other brothers that do the same thing that I do. Cause why? I can't do it all. I'm just one man. If I see another man out here paying, pressure washing and doing that, I salute him. I like his page. I share his stuff because I know that in the end, this man is gonna rise and he gonna bring somebody else up with him. I go out and get a game, bro. You know how they say the game ain't to be, it's supposed to be sold. I don't sell the game. I give it, and I done gave it to young men who want to do what they see me doing. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hood a minute ago before I got here, right there in the bottom. And one of my homies, her son, I said, man, I've been wanting to give you this pressure washing game, young man, so you can get out here and do this thing. Take off for yourself. He said, what I need to do? I said, you need to come get with me and just ride with me and let me show you how this thing go so you can take off on your own.
That's right.
We got to get out of that mindset.
Like we can't do it.
We got to get out of the mindset that I don't want to give somebody else this information because they're going to surpass me. If they surpass you, they're going to always remember you.
Man, amen. Man, let me tell you something. I had people say, Jay, why you ain't got behind nobody? I said, man, they ain't ready. Man, I said, man, it take a lot of discipline to do this shit.
Humility.
You know what I'm saying? And when it take discipline, a lot of these people, they too busy to want to floss.
Yeah.
It take money and it take discipline. You know what I'm saying?
And humility.
And when you
to fall up under somebody who done already did.
Exactly. And you know what? One thing about it, when you go to doing certain things, I say, you know what? It's hard to take you into another area because you can say, I'm buying this right here, I'm doing this. You could be the hottest in this area. But when I take you somewhere and them folks ain't studying you, and you sitting down and you say, man, I'm hot at home, but they ain't studying you. No, bro. I'm talking about him. At home don't even matter no more. You got that. You know what I'm saying? If you from the state of Alabama and you can't get Montgomery off the chain, I'm telling you, go to Montgomery. If you say you hot in Birmingham, go get Montgomery off the chain. Then you done something.
All right.
In Alabama.
Okay.
Period. Because if you can't go through Montgomery and Mobile, first it's Montgomery. Then once you get Montgomery, because if you got Birmingham and you go get Montgomery, because Montgomery will shoot your shit back. Period. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They will slang your ass back like a boomerang.
Montgomery ain't bigger than Birmingham.
But you get what? Them boys down now so jam. They ain't playing. They own their A game because they right. Listen, they back. I remember them boys had dreads back in 2000. Man, let me tell you something. I had to go to Montgomery to get Montgomery. My nigga Akil told me, he said, boy, I don't care what you do. I don't give a fuck if you walk on the city. But we need these people.
Right here. So, what would we say to our young, upcoming wannabes in the setting that we in right now? The platform is set. We some guys that have been around. We done did some things, seen some things. We know some people. You know what I'm saying? What would it take for our young audience? Because me and your audience probably gonna pretty much be the same.
Right.
But some of these parents, they got children who we're speaking about right now.
Right.
What can we say to them to make them gravitate toward this wisdom that we're spitting right now?
One thing I would say is always talk to your child about the next thing that you want to do. Because being an artist,
that's what you're saying.
Exactly. Because being an artist is like being a ball player.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody won't make it.
Everybody what?
Everybody won't make it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody won't make it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not gonna be that person to get there.
Right.
And then you got to watch your coaches too.
Oh, coaches.
Because sometimes your coaches will blow. Boy, they just like blowing your knee out.
Wow.
They'll blow. You know, some people they'll blow your knee out.
Man, why are we talking about knees right now?
Because I see you.
I
just see you. But for real, I know.
That's unique.
I know people that have had great players,
opportunities.
Yeah, and their coach run them in the ground.
Yeah,
man, they run them in the ground, and they know this child. Why is you running this child like this? Or why is you doing this child like this? Why is you putting this child through? It's certain things, man. People just say if I'm the strongest linebacker. Now you want, and I'm lifting 600 pounds.
That's a lot.
Why the hell you got me lifting 850 pounds for?
You finna blow something out.
Huh?
You think I would have been a good linebacker?
Girl, shut the hell up. She always got to blow your high. You know what? When you got a high, she gonna blow it. She's talking to be a good linebacker.
So they should observe who's coaching them. That's the person that's speaking into their life. That's the person that's right there with them and over them. You gotta have good coaches.
Well, okay, check this out. How would you know? Just like how would you know a man is a good man for the woman? And how would you know? Just like how would you know a man come in your life trying to teach a child? That man coming to your life, he can be mean to your goddamn child at the same time. Just like the coach can come right, all the way around, and that son can see that in that man. And not even like that, man. So when the coach come in, you looking at the point, man, these niggas got coached up under Nick Saban. He's Saban.
You know what? Experience, as we say, has always been the best teacher.
That's it.
And there's always somebody who has been experienced in an area that somebody else is going in.
That's right.
Whether that person listen to those people, and that's what's happening now. We got a blockage put up. Because somebody is older than you and they ain't doing all the other stuff that everybody else doing, you block them out to say that they don't know. But they here for a reason.
That's right.
They done survived the storms and the trying of time, and they're still here. This is who you got to listen to. That goes out to show like these young baby mothers. And y'all gonna be mad at me. My father's gonna drop after the night.
Go ahead. I want you to kick
These young baby mamas who have these grandmamas that's still down there in the POB. They're still down there at the. I'm just naming some stuff for an example. Give me some more club, because you know I ain't been out the street. They still down there in the, dropping it like it's hot.
You want to go to the club too?
I ain't going to the club, baby. I'm going to be at home, smoking a cigar. So
okay.
here it is, and doing online Bible study. So here it is.
Man.
They don't want to hear the older grandparents, the older mothers who have went through what you're about to go through. They cancel them out and rule them out and rather listen to somebody that's on Facebook, somebody that's on TikTok. And you'll miss out on a plethora of information. I ain't get too caught, Khalid. No, I love it. You know, I do that. I love education.
I love it.
They'll miss out on all of that information and wisdom coming from these grandmothers that then did that, got a t-shirt and a hat, and you'll jump out there and you'll miss everything that you needed in life.
Right.
We got to send this message to our young people. Please listen to the wisdom of the wise, because they are not here just by circumstance.
I still take it back to the parents.
They grandmamas since they 15 and 40 and 30. So who is the wisdom? Who they gonna listen to?
Big mama. There's still a few big mamas left.
I still take it back to the
like?
parents, B. I still go back. I ain't gonna lie to you. I still go back to the parents. Because at the end of the day, if you teach that baby structure, don't wait to teach that baby structure when it's 12.
Oh, that's too late.
You know what I'm saying? Now, how many people out here that ain't teach that child structure? Now, if you got a boy and the boy out of line, put his ass in football.
Check him.
You know what I'm saying? If he mean and he mad, put his ass out on the field. Put him under some type of structure. And going back to what we just talked about as far as women, what we were just going back as far as we were just talking about, how will we know that these coaches are good, or how will we know that these men are good? You want to know what? I feel like this. Your ass been on earth 35 years, 30 to 40 years. And if you don't, go back to what you said, if you don't know who good and who bad by now, you need to perish in smoke.
Well, you never know.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? If you throw on I'm being so honest with you, because I really, everybody I talk to, and they be saying as far as like mentoring, and saying certain things, man, listen here, you teach your child structure, man, that shit will live with them forever. Morals and structure.
Well, I have come to this conclusion.
Okay.
It's two things that people can show you.
1, 2.
2, what to do and what not to do. The latter being first for me.
Well, when you gonna do?
That's
People
good.
are fickle.
When you gonna do though?
What they are?
Because you got to show somebody something.
I ain't got to show nobody nothing.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Because
Let me tell you something.
There you go.
When you have a person that is so full of life and vibrancy, full of the earth,
just say tall your name,
full of the hemisphere, full of the elements, full of nature, in tune with the vibe, you have more of a demand on your life than anybody. Because in that, nurturing is there. You know, I told you this a few months ago when we were down up under that bridge down there by Chasers. I said, you have more to give than you are giving. And you need to impart into these lives. Lives. Yeah. Because listen, we being robbed.
And prepare yourself to get this damn plane tickets before we can get ready to get out here. Because what she want to do is keep going down here to this damn Red Month Theater. We finna kill
all that right there.
all this shit right here. We finna kill all this little $75 shit. Because $75.
I gotta give a shout out, man.
Okay, go ahead.
My partner Byron and Yvette Watkins, man, they've been married 30 years, man. Man, I gotta give a shout
out to
man.
30 years.
30
Byron.
years, man. Byron, you know what I'm saying? My big brother, man, and his wife, man, they're a loving couple, man. And they celebrating the anniversary, so I had to give a shout
But
out.
I'm gonna ask you something. Why? Look what you just said. That shit's so freaking deep. 30 years,
man.
Man, listen. Guess what? We ain't even teaching this to our youth.
No.
30 years of being with the same person. Man, that's a blessing.
Man, listen.
Where that at?
And the thing about it is, man, loving couple, man, you know what I'm saying, and all about people, you know, so I just want to give that shout out to them. I saw it early on the book, and I said, man, he probably over in Cancun somewhere with a grass skirt on, no drawers on.
Well, that's good.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Because he with the one that he with 30 years, both of them be naked.
They both be naked.
I close my eyes and like, let them enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Because 30 years, man, I'm telling y'all,
You make
man,
30 years, young people.
it's the significance of being blessed to be able to say I'm still here with the same person for 30 years.
Throughout ups and downs,
Man.
struggles.
Even though they created those ups and downs.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's the thing we need to get on one day about longevity. You know what I'm saying? Longevity of relationships and marriages, because now, if I don't like you no more, I just divorce you.
Right.
You out of here.
That's what should happen.
We got differences.
That's what should happen.
You know what I'm saying? But we
I
got to
agree.
talk about how our big mamas and them
I agree.
did 60
But they lived in a
years
different
together.
time, and they had different understandings
Listen,
and different.
Big Daddy had 13 children outside of Big Mama, and Big Mama still loved his dirty underwear and his overalls and washed them every night and made sure he had a plate to come home to, and he did that.
But you know what? Big Mama, she ain't work.
Keep your business.
She ain't
right.
supposed to.
But get
Big
what?
Daddy didn't want to
These
work.
niggas out here, this good, these days got to work.
Playing your
Because these
position.
niggas, they ain't bring home, they ain't even
We
bring
gotta
money
talk
home.
about that, ain't no man. We gotta talk about that one of these days. But listen,
Look, maybe
listen.
next week.
This is going to be an ongoing thing. It's going to be big, and we're going to cover topics. We're going to talk about some of that stuff y'all don't want to talk about. We're going to talk about some of that stuff your pastor don't want to talk about. Look how y'all looking at me in the tone right there. Because y'all know I am the preacher man. My headphone won't stay on. But y'all know we're going to cover some of that stuff that you won't hear in any other setting. And it's going to be a different format, different taste, different atmosphere, but it's going to be good. I'm going to say mine, straight talk from Eric B. Straight off that no. You know what I'm talking about? But it's going to come down, and we're going to give it up, and we're going to get some insight. We're going to want y'all to talk back to us with your questions and your comments. It's all going to be necessary and very important. All right?
All right.
Y'all, you know, we have had a very good segment. Jubu, I see you just came on. My boy Jubu Page, you know what I'm saying? Bayball Robinson, you know what I'm saying? What's up to my Northside family?
You know, gave an introduction today anyway.
And you never gave an introduction, and we are the Bicycle, and we have this hashtag. It's hashtag Let's Pedal. It's LETZ.
That's Tori's job.
No, it's not.
Get on your job, Tori.
It's your.
She don't do shit but just stand and look at both of us.
You
I'm
have
out.
to practice reality, okay?
I'm finna go.
Well, y'all, shout out to everybody.
Well, we begin in one place and we end in another. We thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
For joining us this evening. You gave us so much to ponder and to think about, and so much to discuss. You made my job easier this evening.
Did I?
Yes,
Wow.
you did, honey. This is all
That's
I
all
ever
she looked
want.
for, easy
See
job.
how God answered prayer. See how it was. Work less, have more. See, that's my motto. See.
That's what's up.
So you ain't gonna say nothing about our show Thursday. You just,
Oh.
Oh, it's Thursday now?
yeah.
It is.
Okay.
There's
Yeah,
a show on Thursday. It ain't like, okay, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to be just as positive as a flower. The show is on Thursday. And it's going to be at, where is it?
Where is that?
I don't know.
You don't even know.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
All I know is it's a rehearsal for tomorrow. And it's with Bob. March
Well,
10th.
Information will be coming soon to all of the
will-
followers.
Well, yeah. and
Of
we need to
where
post it.
and
We
what
just need to
time.
know what that is.
It's gonna be at the Upside Down Plaza right there by the Black
And
Market
we
on
going
the
to
south
test
side.
stuff. So come and
That's
judge
down the
us.
street from me.
Yeah, so come and judge
It's gonna
us.
be real nice.
That's what we
And
would do.
hey, this was to make this so nice.
Because-
this will make it so funky,
Just
y'all.
trying
And-
stuff out with our friends, and they're tolerating us, and we're gonna try to get into a new kind of groove. And not really that much new, but our music is going to be a different kind of vibe around us, and we're going to understand what that means for us. Okay. So it's going to be great. So, if you ain't busy, which you probably is.
Y'all come on out.
And all the sexy ladies that's gonna come out, I'm gonna take my shirt off, you know what I'm saying, out there.
And I'm
gonna show y'all
praying.
some of these biceps, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Show y'all some of this stomach.
They're gonna want you to sing. They're gonna want you to sing.
What we talking about my body?
Jay gonna take his shirt off. I'm gonna be in fasting and prayer. Y'all just be there.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show that stomach, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show y'all, you know what I'm saying, 22 years of love, you know what I'm saying? Show y'all the stomach, the round stomach, we trying to get that down, you know what I'm saying? Every view looked like Incredible Hulk when he came home. You know what I'm saying? Look at
If Jay don't do this, y'all need to, just.
Well, y'all, how I do mine, I just do like that. I just do backhand. I just do that backhand bounce. I just do the backhand bounce. I can't do all that.
Please get a commercial copy, please.
She'll be at home trying to do that shit all night. That girl, that crazy.
It was good, man.
But I'll just say this right here. We'll be at the Upside Down Plaza Thursday, and I think the significance of that with the Upside Down Plaza, we will have it's gonna be like a
pentagram is in the street.
Yeah, we gotta walk downstairs.
And then, I'm trying to make sure my voice back. It's been a hard week. I've been playing with some tiny rams, and they have.
Can I tell about the Upside Down Plaza?
Baby, did nobody tell you to talk to us? We was over here talking. You were
But
talking.
y'all talking, but
you can't tell us that we rude because we was talking in our inside voices over here.
So the Upside Down Plaza Thursday. What time, Toy?
You're telling me.
She don't even freaking know. The Upside Down Plaza Thursday, 8 o'clock. Be there. We will be there. What's so dope about it? We're gonna have it's gonna be like a white bluegrass rock band. They're gonna be playing our music. I just think that's so dope. She always be saying, don't say that. I said, no, that's freaking dope.
We're not doing no bluegrass.
I
misinterpret them. I started to put a bluegrass song on there, but I didn't think you all were ready for it, so I chose.
Man, it don't matter. The long we get up, we gonna jam this shit. So y'all prepare yourself. We got a long and big promising year next year, you know what I'm saying? We will be doing Go Fund Toya. So we got 2 minutes on. We be doing Go Fund Toya. So you know what I'm saying?
Go Fund Toya, yes, $sign Toy Man.
Yeah. We be doing that Go Fund Toya. We will be doing a live coming up maybe like in April.
I'm gonna get these to the same for y'all.
This motherfucker stay trying to save somebody. We talking about this first. Wait,
today was doing the jukebox donation.
What? Goddamn, can we talk about this first? Then you can end with that. You can't.
But this for my plane ticket.
Oh, we got siblings.
Man, do you know what? Yeah, that's she get on my goddamn nerves. We talk about this right here. If she ain't bringing up my sister, she bringing up her friend Shonda. God damn.
Now who brought up Shonda?
But I'm just saying,
I ain't nobody said nothing about Shonda. I said we was gonna get Nisa to sign.
Stay with us.
But we talking about this. We talking about this. Let us get it.
But you said my plane ticket. If they donate to the plane
we thank
ticket
God for all of you who joined us
then
tonight.
they be wanting to see
Those
stuff,
of
and
you
I be
who will
just
continue
making
to
them
follow
promises.
this
They can see
podcast
these people. They want
as
to
it gets
okay,
bigger,
like for instance, when we was
brighter.
going
Well, we got 2 minutes. We getting off. We got a minute now. So we done with that. We'll talk about that later.
The bicycle gonna be there. I said, yeah.
Y'all,
And he said, y'all
we
gonna
love
bring
y'all.
Nisa. So what
We
we
finna
supposed to do?
F off him.
Give me, you know,
Peace.
We are the
Be blessed,
bicycle.
y'all.
Like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We got my boy.
How you say it?
You know
Enjoy
what?
your
That's how come we
holidays.
can't stay
Enjoy
on
the
Sunday.
music. Please bring it in positive.
Watch our video.
Well, we got my boy B up in here. Peace. Love y'all.